Hello, everybody. So this video here is going to be me trying to kind of condense this really complicated subject of white supremacist violence. I tried to find some readings for you, find some ways to kind of condense this in a easy to understand way, but it was really hard. So I'm going to just try to explain it as best I can, as if we were here in person talking to each other. So, why do certain groups of super racist white supremacists use violence across US history against people they perceive to be threats to the white supremacist order? And really, what you got to think back to is, again, the belief of white supremacy, as horrible and wrong as an idea as it is, it's based on a belief that some races or groups of people in these different boxes are superior, better, or inferior, worse than others. Of course, this is not true, but in their minds, white people are better, superior than everybody else, and other people of color are just almost less human than they are, which of course is absolutely wrong. But what happens is whenever there are perceived threats to this order of, like, again, remember the pyramid, essentially, like people at the top, people underneath, whenever there are actual gains or wins for people of color, like during Reconstruction when there were massive voting rights, black politicians, or whether it was the 1960s with the civil rights movement with like people like MLK and Malcolm X, or if it's right now in the world with things like Black Lives Matter and the election of President Obama as a black man as the first president. These people see that, they feel that their control is being taken away. And really, this is based on a sense of what I would call like almost what is it, like they're scared, they're paranoid that they will not be in charge anymore. It's based on a sense of wanting to be in control, charge, and a very insecure kind of like mentality that they're scared that they won't be in charge anymore, that they'll be minorities. And it's like, oh, what's wrong? Like, are minorities not treated well or something like that? Is that what's up? So they want to reestablish control. They want to be in charge. And if they can't do that legally, they're going to use violence. And in fact, that is the most often way that they use this is they know that their arguments are not good, that they can't convince people that white supremacy is correct, because of course it's not, it's wrong. So they will use violence to try to enforce their views, their way of what they perceive as their way of life, which is of course wrong. And unfortunately, it sometimes works. People are so scared that they just want to live, that they don't want to be attacked or killed, that sometimes people will just kind of stop doing the things that they uh, were doing to push for equality. And this is a very unfortunate history in the United States. It's very real. It's still happening today. But that's equally why it's important for people to resist this, to not just give in to white supremacist violence. And as terrifying as it is, it's literally a fight where some people are trying to kill people and some people are trying to use violence to scare people and saying, you stay in that box, you stay beneath where you're just being controlled, not having a say in society, and let white people run everything. That's wrong, and it needs to be resisted. So that's really the struggle, is for people that believe in equality, that believe that everybody is the same, which is the truth, that we need to fight for that as well. It doesn't always have to be a violent confrontation, but sometimes people will do that. That's why you might have heard of like Antifa getting in fights with white supremacists in the streets. The reason they would do that is because they believed that we can't just let people sit there and spread hate, and that they need to be confronted and stopped. And so if that means physical confrontations, speaking up against them, whatever it is, we cannot just let white supremacist violence go. We have to work against it. So I know this is a really big picture topic. We're going to keep studying it in our Reconstruction era unit. But again, it's something that happens very sadly and unfortunately all the way even up until the world today. And this really just, again, highlights and shows the importance of resisting it, of working against it, and fighting just as hard for a world where everybody is treated equally, everyone has the same opportunities, and no one is attacked or targeted just because of the color of their skin or how other people see them. So I know this was pretty intense. It's an intense topic, but it's a very real topic that is important to understand and fight against in the world today.